for a new person coming into class. Because I've seen it over and over again where someone comes in day one and, they get through the technique portion class, we warm up, they make it through all that. We get to the portion of class where we roll. And, for everybody's safety, I typically pair someone up on day one with someone that's more experienced. And so now they're rolling against a blue belt or a purple belt. Someone that's been training, 18 months, up to like 5 years. Or, I just rolled with myself and, I've been training for 20 years. And so now this person who's here day one has this expectation that they're going to hold their own against the person they're rolling with. And, you watch their face as they get controlled, submitted, they get discouraged because they have this expectation. And one, I think my thing is, it's a bad expectation to have. Somebody doesn't say, after years of sitting on the couch, hey, I'm going to go run a marathon, and go run a marathon the first day. That takes years of training to work up to that. And this is no different. It's years of training to gain the proficiency just in the fundamentals. And that's going to overcome any athleticism that someone has on day one. But then the other part of that is if you do walk into a gym and you're able to hang with people on day one, walk away. Go find some place where you're getting handled.
Yeah, that's true. Especially if it's a legitimate role.
Right. Yeah, and there is a difference between someone letting you work and letting you feel things and you actually handling someone. But yeah, if you go into a place day one and you submit people multiple times and
we're trying.
Yeah,
it's out like 2 years there.
Walk away. Get out of there.
Yeah. One thing I did in wrestling is like before the first thing I learned in like the first 3 years, I got rocked and like really hard because like who was it? Jordan. He came in and he rocked mine.
Yeah.
And I've been training longer than him, but he still rocked me. And I was like a month in, so it wasn't better. But as soon as I went to wrestling, it's like there's a different mentality that you learn of, especially in your first match. You're expecting to do decent, which I did because of jiu-jitsu. And if it wasn't for jiu-jitsu, I would be nowhere. But still, like in wrestling, when you go to your first match and you get like rocked, it's like the hardest thing to come through because it's like I've seen so many people cry over a match that I've actually cried over because like it's like you get tired, there's so much to it. But you get like the one thing you learn quickly is like if you don't like getting your shit just absolutely like smashed, why are you here? Because you're gonna get your shit smashed and so you just kind of enjoy it, and that's the one thing I want to do is like I want y'all to smash me because at some point it's like I got smashed so much I'm not gonna smash people now, so that's the point.
Yeah, I definitely think as a new person you should come in with the thought process of during the technique I need to absorb as much as possible. During the roll, you just need to learn how to be calm and analyze why things are happening. And then you'll understand later how they work.
Yeah, that's how like
and then you
Andrew
can start
Wills does it.
applying technique and not just energizingly using your strength and blowing people up and especially people with like two white belts that don't really know what's going on and both of you are just fucking
That's one. That's another thing. Is like in wrestling, it's like in Andrew Wills too, for example. Like you think he's like spazzing. If you first look, like I think at a few of his like first videos, you look at him, he's like hella spazzy, or it looks like it is. But it's like he's drilled so much that he's spazzing in the right movements and stuff.
Yeah.
And in wrestling too, with that, it's like I've seen some people that are like able to just move so fast, and it looks like they're just so strong. But it's like the saying like fast is smooth, smooth is fast. It's just they're just going so perfectly timed and so smooth. They've been doing it so much.
Because they see what's coming.
They know. Like you know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm alright with like getting smashed by you. I've been getting smashed by you this entire time, but I'm trying to like getting smashed by you so much that when I go against someone else, no one's gonna get smashed with me. That's the point.
Eventually, stop. Go another game.
Yeah, you have to go to something else.
Yeah. Well, and you kind of brought up the competition. You know, the thing too is differentiating practice and competition, right? And in competition, you know, winning and losing matters. That's
Yeah.
you know, not to say you don't want to learn, but your goal should be to win. When we're in, you know, the academy rolling, it's practice. It's wins and losses don't mean anything, right? Like, you know, when you wake up the next morning, you shouldn't think, oh man, I lost to so and so last night. It's not about that. It's about opening up your game and learning.
Yeah. Why did I lose to so and so last night?
Right.
Not,
Yeah.
oh man, I lost.
It's-
I didn't get the end of it because the next time.
I don't know, like I haven't been to the jiu-jitsu competition yet, but that's like one of the things I see between like a wrestling and jiu-jitsu, because like I can't really talk to jiu-jitsu. I've been only doing it for like maybe 3 years, and I've been training nowhere as like hard as someone like Jonathan who's been doing it for 4 years, but training way harder. But like I see, it's like for wrestling though, it's like I'm doing it for like a full school year, which isn't long, but like I'm training like every single day for it, and then you just see these people, and they're just like they just continue moving forward, and even if they don't, like if they lose something, they just like calmly figure something out, and it's just like very scary. Because like I know one guy, because Aaron talks to him, he's one of the students. It's like he's just so strong. He trains 6 hours a day.
Yeah.
It's just like it's like something different, and that's like okay, I'm nowhere close to where he is, but I want to beat him, so I'm just gonna keep working towards that.
I do think a big part of the mentality thing is because you can't pull guard in wrestling. The only option is to take them down.
Yeah.
Like the only other way to play in wrestling is to play like counter-attacking, and even then, you're supposed to be really aggressive with like your snap downs and just like keep pissing them off till they shoot, and then you counter-attack, because that's how Josh wrestles, right?
Yeah.
So his style was not shooting; it was I'm gonna move you so much that you decide to take a stupid shot, and then he dumps you. But even then, it's aggressive. So jiu-jitsu, I can sit down and I'll beat you up as long as you're not punching me and kicking me, of course.
And it's like we got a new guy that was kind of like that. It was like y'all like just said blow with him, and he was just snapping my head down consistently. And
Oh, the wrestler that came?
Yeah.
He was a wrestler also.
Yeah, it's just like that. And then there's another guy that does that exact thing, like something Dyke or Charleston Dyke, but he went against Jordan Burroughs, and it's like he had the greatest sprawling and like cross faces and stuff, and he won by a point, and it was just like he just annoyed Burroughs so much, and Burroughs hates him, like actually does. And then, but like when they were in the match, you could see just him trying to blow him up, and then he was just trying to like dump him over the entire time, and that's how it goes.
Frustration is a big part of it.
Yeah, that mental game. Something I think Gordon is very good at. I think Wagner Rocha is almost perfect at.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Cyborg is one of the best at it too. Just trying to make their opponents mad while they're trying to stay calm and do the right thing. But they all play aggressive jiu-jitsu because they're all, how the black belts. Of course, in here, especially when you're not a competitor, you don't need to ever play aggressive. Even when I go to competitions, I'm not aggressive at all, and I still win. But yes, that is a good mentality to have though.
I'm trying to be way more aggressive, but I'm not trying as hard here. But like I want to have that aggressiveness because I definitely don't have it because I've seen some like levels to it, and it's just crazy. But if I wish I had that right now.
In fact, if you had to say, because Gordon does so much of it with his mouth.
Yeah.
Trying to get.
Oh yeah, he's nice during his matches.
Yeah, trying to get under people's skin before the match.
Yeah.
Wagner goes out there and during the match doesn't have to say anything. He is just so dominant with everything that he does, whether it's a collar tie.
Yeah. I think POW WOWs the same way. He's so strong and aggressive with his stuff that people just they don't want to fight. Or when they do, like he just snaps him so hard, pushes on their shoulder, and then ends up being a takedown because he was so aggressive that it shocked him the first time. Stay over.
I mean, that's, I have you to thank for this because when we roll, you start just like that.
Yeah.
And so, Saturday, my game plan is I'm going to go out, and the second I get a hand on somebody, I'm going to start whipping them.
Yeah.
Because I want them to pull.
Yeah.
Because I've had to pass your guard, or try to pass your guard so many times that
it's not worth trying to just walk into me.
Yeah.
Because if I get to take my time, I'll start. But you start moving, I'm scrambling now, and now you've got the upper hand. Just because you
That's
move.
this Saturday?
Yeah. But I feel comfortable passing guard now because, yeah, you're a purple belt, but you're a good purple belt that's 6'3", 250.
Yes. Yeah.
And I'll take my chances against a black belt that's 5'10" and 190.
Yeah. We all learn from each other. It doesn't matter what your book is.
Yeah.
You can still learn.
That's the one thing I've been trying to do is like just roll through it so much that at some point I'm gonna get it. But I've been trying to like drill with friends like outside of this because I know the way I'm trying to drill is different from the way y'all drill in here. I'm trying to like do that like military drill where it's just like saying go over and over and over and over
Yeah.
and over and over.
Oh no.
Which
I
isn't
want
really-
it. That's
Yeah,
what
man, I definitely want to do that.
You want to do
Oh,
that?
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, we gotta start doing that more.
Yeah, I'd love to do that.
That's the best way to learn.
Well, and my
So-
friends get on track for that.
So, and that's the thing is, you know, kind of taking it back to what we were talking about. You know, you come in and you drill. Like you say, man, I wanna get better at arm bars. So you come in and you drill arm bars over and over and over. Well, then when you roll, you have to go for arm bars,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? You can't say, man, if I go for this arm bar, he might pass my guard.
Yeah.
You just gotta go for it. And if he passes your guard and smashes you and you get submitted, cool.
And then,
That's like
and
one
then
other
I think Wiltsy had a really good point on the whole drilling thing. Like
Yeah.
if I'm drilling the armbar from closed guard, like the way that I drill it shouldn't be
Yeah.
you're in my closed guard and you're sitting there and I'm doing this. Even if I do it fast or hard, it should be the second I grab this, you're giving me resistance on this pullback. So when I shoot up, that needs to be it needs to be death.
Yeah,
And
I
then
can't
that has to be
pull
drilled 100 times like death.
Yeah.
So,
'cause
yeah.
he made a good example on like when he first started. There was like the story of him like grip breaking
Oh,
his like
man.
brother or someone with
Yeah.
his bloody fingers and all that, and it was
So-
like crazy. And
Since you mentioned that, just the evolution.
Yeah.
So when I started, we would drill arm bars, but it was
Yeah. Yeah, that. Yep.
Oh.
I did that in my first gym too. Yeah.
yes,
And huh?
I mean, it's good for movement.
It's actually good for your core
Yeah.
and learning how to move. But yeah, you're not getting powerful that way. Which that's what I'm saying. The
That's-
second I go like that, you've lost the arm bar.
that's
So
that's like another thing is like I think we all do it, and I especially do it. It's like you limp with your training partner.
Yeah.
Like, I'm still trying to figure out like how much resistance to give because I feel like I'm either going to get someone that's not like nowhere near me, like Isaiah, or someone like y'all that's just so good that y'all gonna get no matter what. So I'm trying to figure out like that. Like, should I be a pasta noodle? Like, what should I do?
I think, and this is personal preference, I think you should give 0% resistance until you understand the exact
Oh, yeah.
way to do the technique, and then 25, 50, and then stay at 75 forever. Where you're always dragging the elbow back. You're posting. Maybe they go for it. Maybe this time I'm pushing your chest a little bit. Like
Yeah.
I'm just messing with you. You still have to do the technique.
Yeah,
But it's like that. The same thing as a choke, man. 75 forever.
yeah.
Same thing when you're defending, when you're drilling with a training partner. But that is definitely an issue for sure. Is people say drill and then they're like, "Over here, move off." There. Okay, I got that. And then they do it like 10 more times. I'm like, cool, got it. And then they just sit back.
I'm very like guilty of that. I do that.
And that's why I
do
find
it
myself walking around class all the time because I'm like, I like spot a couple people who they were doing their armbar and they were like, and that person moves their head out of the way for them and they're like,
Yeah.
and they're like, cool, we got it. And then they both sit up and they're like, look over at Matt and I'm like, hey guys, why don't you try?
I hate the limp needle partner.
Yeah, I agree.
That is, there's, you know, like again,
You go for a scissor sweep and they're like,
yeah, yeah,
they fall.
I go for a scissor sweep,
And when you scoot out, they fall.
and then
and-
they just,
yeah.
I'm like, wait, but I haven't done it yet.
Yeah, that, not working with you. I, like sometimes I'm like wondering, should I give that much resistance
The
to it?
worst
or
is you put
something?
your foot on someone's hip and they fall because you put your
Yeah.
foot on their hip and you're like, why, man? Just stay.
It's not
Big base.
You know, I said this is the arm bar is the perfect example.
Yeah, it is.
Where I go for the arm bar, and when I kick this leg over,
They
just
fall.
fall over.
Yeah, they fall that way. And they're like, oh, nice sweep. I'm like, nope, what wasn't a sweep?
Yeah.
You're supposed to resist. Here's another thing. If training partner is the same level as you, you give too much resistance. Obviously, you're doing the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Now, if you were with me and we were drilling and you gave too much resistance, I should be able to finish the technique anyways, or I'm not doing something right.
Yeah.
So, at least to a certain extent, it should be that way.
Higher
Yeah,
action
it is.
never
They
be-
even when the person is like, okay, let's run it through again, like with resistance, because then you're even figuring out, does this technique work with resistance? At least for me. Okay, I didn't. Coach, I did something wrong.
That's why I like the people that are able to tell you why they're wrong. I'm about to try to you right now, and you just like end up in your triangle.
Yes.
I do that all the time.
I tried to do that on Tiny one time. I was like, I'm gonna try to take you down right now.
I watched you
And
say
then
that,
I got
and I was like,
sprawled.
You have to know that you're gonna do it.
I know. I was like
You're
trying to
also-
make sure I was gonna do
I'm
it.
supposed to pick someone like similar or lower than you in rank, so that it's similar. He's a higher belt, 100 pounds heavier, 5 times stronger.
If we do something in class and you're rolling with somebody that's a higher rank than you, and all of a sudden you see like, you know, the clouds open and music starts playing, sun shines down, and you see the technique that was taught that day, right? The next person that tells me I didn't go for it because I thought it was a trap, I'm going to pick up and throw out of the gym. I'm giving it to you so you can practice it.
Yeah.
Take it. Please take it.
Because that's
I
another thing.
actually think you're trapping me.
Yeah. I am you.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I will say it, yes.
Yeah.
There's like legitimately, like, chances are, if we've been doing something and all of a sudden, you know, the sky's open and there it is because the other person is trying to let you work.
Yeah.
Take it,
Yeah.
please. And if I'm wrong, right, if it was a trap, so what?
Less thinking, more action.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and, you know, I think that was, in my personal progression, one of the biggest jumps in my game for, I don't know how long, but if Will's got an out on me, you know, I'd go, all right, I'm going to bridge and roll. I'm going to bridge and roll. I'm going to bridge and roll.
Too late.
All right, I'm going to bridge and roll. 3, 2, 1.
Yeah. Yes.
Instead of the, I'm going to, just do it.
Yeah.
That's how you learn what's
It's
coming
the
next.
Yeah.
That's how you get muscle memory.
Yeah, that's
what's
the-
his name? Just do it.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
Do it. Don't let it drink your drink.
The first thing I learned as like my first few years is how to get smashed really hard. I no longer tap the pressure. I try not to tap the pressure until I rolled with Tiny, and then Tiny was a different story.
I've said it over and over here. Like, Jiu-Jitsu is the art of being comfortable, being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You know, if you can have me smashed and I can stay relaxed and control my breathing, I'll get through it. You know, I may have to, you know, and this is another situation. Like, you know, if all I care about is winning and losing, then, you know, I can sit there and get smashed for the 4 minutes that are left in the round, and I can go, no, I didn't get submitted, but I learned nothing. I just got smashed.
Yeah.
You know, maybe I'm in that position. I go, well, getting smashed. If I give him my arm, there's a 50% chance he finishes me, but there's a 50% chance I can escape. And, you know, we're in class. I mean, in term 2, just give me the arm, and the more you do it, the better you'll get at escaping. I would rather go out on my shield, knowing that I gave everything I had and got submitted, than to lose and have laid there and done nothing.
Yeah, that was.
You know, I've had that feeling before where I'm like, could I have done more? It sucks.
Yeah, that's one thing the difference in wrestling and jiu-jitsu is that I can't really speak for competition with like submissions and stuff, but I've been through like all the matches and stuff, and like when you're down on points, everyone is yelling at you. Like you have to move. Like you cannot sit still. If you sit still, you get smashed, and like you can tell. Like in one match, I was like actually about to pass out. My like eyelids were going like everything was getting fuzzy black. But like I had like 10 seconds left, and I was like down 2 points, and I was like shooting like crazy on the guy. He did sprawl on me, and my face was smashed on the ground. And stayed, the same thing happened. I was down by 1 point, but I was on top of him, so I had to just like keep turning this like one thing, and after the match, he was like, "Yeah, you almost flipped me over with that, by the way. I almost won the match." I just had to turn it a little bit harder, but it's like if you don't give it your all, how can you really say like that was my best? Because I knew it was my best when I lost by about 1 point because it was like I was really trying to turn that, but after that, he said, "I'm almost there." It's like it's different. That's the mentality of it too, because it's like that 100% and in the last 10 seconds is 150%. It's like you move harder, the more time things on. So you got less time to make those points. You got to make that time pass. And I think that's the difference in wrestling and jiu-jitsu. It's like in wrestling, there's no submission, so you're not really worried for that. You're worried about getting swept and stuff. So that's the whole thing.
Master Bars, that's one of the other things about him. You watch his matches, that man hates the rules. I mean, it is not in his DNA. I've seen him way up on points in matches, and in his mind, it's not over until he gets the submission. And I mean, he is out there, 15 seconds left, frantically working for a submission. He's up by 10 points.
That's how it should be.
Yeah. Box squats aren't anything for me, honestly. I've box squat maybe like 400 pounds, and it was just like, and then I did that like 10 times, and I got up and I was
Box squat 400. Wait, you had 400 pounds on your back and you jumped up on a box?
box. Are you talking about
Box squat is
Oh, squatting on a
Yeah,
bench.
you not with so we you squat on a bench
And then you
go.
sit back.
There's something.
It's the box is higher, so you're not going all the way down.
Yeah, that's the annoying thing is like I don't. It's not really a workout. It's more of a thing to keep your joints into.
I thought you put 400 back.
No, that's the worst.
Fuck you, in the water. There's no way.
That's a little bit explosive.
Yeah.
So you do those in wrestling, and then you do wall sit, just the wall sits.
No, we don't do wall sits now. We do like a bunch of one-legged things.
We do wall sits where we had to support another person. Like,
Oh,
you
y'all
know,
did
the
those
chair.
like chairs to each other.
We,
Yeah.
we did
That
wall
buddy
sits
jump?
where we had, what's it called when you're like Indian running or like the back person is at the front
Around the track?
bunch?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, we do
that's
that.
up and running?
Yeah.
Yeah, we would do that with wall sits where people had to walk across your legs. And we had to, it was just like, you start on that wall and you had to make it back to that wall. So you had to get around the room.
Yeah. Is it better to teach like younger, not younger, but like newer people submissions or positional stuff?
Position.
Like focusing on it.
Position,
Yeah.
I think.
The more dominant your positional control becomes, the easier the submissions will be.
I think I had the meanest mounted armbar like ever. Yeah, because I do tiny. That's all I submit tiny. I can't submit otherwise.
Because
I'm mounted armbar.
I feel like one thing I do wrong a lot on it is I think I either don't put enough weight on you and I'm not very stable or I'm not used to being.
I bet money if you're not using your chest. I
Uh,
can bet money.
I'm doing that S now.
Oh yeah, I can tell it's not using the chest.
I'm like,
Yeah.
how do you use your chest on? Like keep your arm on the chest or
That.
Okay.
Yeah. Because the way I set up my mounted armbar, I get the mount, and then I choose which arm I'm going to do it to, and I lean the opposite way, and then I attack the hand, put it down, and then I pull my hand under, and I throw the hand up, and then I put your hand into the head mount trick position, and then watch this.
Oh, you go to the. Oh.